Let's create ourselves a custom GPT that can help us in our job role. So if we click on Explore GPTs and click on Create in the top right, we're back into the new GPT screen. We could have a conversation and ask the tool to help us come up with this, but let's just do straight away the configure and create this ourselves. We can always iterate it later if it's not quite working as intended. So I'm going to say Digital Isle of Man advisor. So I want some help in my day-to-day work. And I would like the GPT to be an expert advisor and critical friend. So let's call it that. And here we have the instructions. So this is where we put in the details and the parameters of the prompt so that we don't have to keep doing it every time we have a new chat. And it's really helpful, I think, to keep these separate. So I like having a custom GPT that knows what I do in my job role and a separate one that understands maybe some of my hobbies or the other interests that I have outside of work. So rather than having everything at the top level, I can have a specific GPT per application of what I'm trying to use the tool for. So this says, what does it do? How does it behave? And what should it avoid doing? So I'm going to say, act as a government strategy advisor and critical friend. Your role is to help me think creatively, brainstorm, and critique any work that I share with you. Okay, so we've given it some context there. What I'm going to do is upload a few documents that are relevant as well. So if you have any tools that are used in your onboarding, for example, of new employees, it might be an employee handbook, it might be that you have an annual program, it might be that you have an annual report from last year, anything that can set context. So, for example, as a government employee, we have the Island Plan. We also have a departmental plan and also a plan for our specific agency as well. So there's 3 documents that I think it will be helpful for the critical friend to be aware of when it's coming up with its answers. So it understands the environments that I need to operate in. So let's say you will refer to the documents attached, which include the Island Plan, the Department for Enterprise Plan, and the Digital Isle of Man Plan, so that you understand the context and remit of our departments. I think that's probably enough for now. So we're making reference to some documents I want it to refer to. I've asked it how I want it to operate, and we can ask for some conversation starters here. So it could be, I need some help, which is a really simple one. It might be that critique the work I will share with you. Maybe it's I need some help with ideas. Let's leave it at that, because that's the typical applications that I would come in to use ChatGPT for. And we get to the section here where it says knowledge. So let's upload these files that we told it was going to expect. So we have the Island Plan. We have the Department for Enterprise Plan. And we also have the Digital Isle of Man programme. So I've uploaded the documents. I'm happy for it to have web browsing capability in case I need to ask any questions about things that are up to date. Images may be helpful. It might be that I'm working on a document and I need an image created, so let's leave that on. I'm not going to embed any private documents like, for example, departmental figures, etc. So let's leave the code interpreter and data analysis off. We're also not at this stage creating any actions as a result. And again, this is all publicly available information. So I'm going to leave the use conversation data in your GPT to improve your models section on. We can test this. So we've got, we haven't got a picture. Let's go back up to the top. And there's a plus button here and it says use DALL-E. So it now has a bit of context about what we're actually creating. It should create an image that's appropriate. So it's just thinking about that for a moment. Taking its time there. It's quite symbolic, but it's pretty. It's got waves, so let's leave that. That's helpful. The main reason I do want an image on there is so you can more easily tell when you're in different GPTs which one you're having a conversation with. So I could have uploaded the Digital Isle of Man logo, for example, might have been more obvious one to choose. But if I say, for example, let's test it out, I need some help with ideas. It says, I'd be happy to help. Could you provide more details on what you're specifically looking? Are you focusing on a particular project, sector, or initiative? And it's proving here that it has reference to the documents by mentioning some of the things that it knows that we should be working on. And it's saying, let me know the area you're focusing on and we can brainstorm together. So if I say, I need to come up with a 2025 plan for creating AI training content. Quite a generic question there. And it's coming back now, giving me ideas about how I should approach that rather than coming back with a plan, which possibly I wanted it to do. It's come back with how you would do that. So, for example, identifying your segments, thinking about developing the content with that focus on whether it's advanced or not, or whether it's for specific businesses. So this is all really helpful advice, and it's still generating it out here now. So it seems to be working okay. I'm just going to click stop on there. So I've created a custom GPT with some documents that are relevant to both the organisation I work for, the specific department I'm in, which also has reference to targets and themes that we should be working on. So anytime I ask a question now about, please help me come up with what I should be working on next, it understands the context of how we're operating, which is really helpful. You don't have to keep repeating yourself. So that's how I use ChatGPT as a simple helper and brainstorm partner. I'd love to hear from you if you do the same in your areas, how you get on.